Hey guys, Buck here at BTM Scale Modeling. Welcome back to the bench. This video is actually going to be over the last 2 weeks. We had a big snowstorm come through earlier this week, so last Sunday the weekend was prepping up to getting ready for that. We did get some work done. Did shoot some video of what got done, so that will be in with this week's video. But got a lot more done. Got almost the finishing touches getting ready to go. I'm not going to spoil the surprise of the video, but I will give you a teaser just to show you where we're coming to. I explained how I did this and what's going on in that process in the video. Before we get to the bench, I do want to give a shout out to Kenny Conklin at Sci-Fi Annecy, his brothers. Want to wish Paul, Tom, and Kenny all the best on their brand new business. They've started their own small hobby shop. Guys, I'm going to leave a link here to that web address. It's www.hobbylinkinternational.com. I encourage you guys, please go check it out. You know, this community that we belong to is, again, I cannot say enough, it is superb. It's, you know, we reach out, we help each other, we lean on each other, we give advice, we give criticism, we do jabs and fun, but we all are here because of our love of building scale models. And whether you be a history buff that likes to build, you know, the history models, or sci-fi, or kit bashing, or vinyl figures, this community that we belong to is above none. Me and Kenny belong to the U.S. Army, so we know what a brotherhood is like and what family other than blood is. And I can tell you guys that I've never felt more at home than I do with Sci-Fi Annecy, the model shop, Amazing Scale Modelers, all the communities I belong to. Guys, this truly is a family, so keep building, guys. If there's any questions or concerns or comments, please leave them at the bottom of the video. I will try to reply to them in a timely fashion, like I said, within 12 to 24 hours, depending on winter weather, which we're getting ever closer to winter being done, hopefully. But without further ado, guys, let's get to the bench and see what got done. Hey guys, welcome. It's Saturday. Gonna get some work done hopefully this weekend. That's the plan. It's a little late in the afternoon, getting a little late start, but I didn't get a chance to do much this week at all. Other distractions, but here's the plan. Plan is to get all this wired, get this wired, and my idea is actually to go ahead and get the neck fitted to the secondary hull, so I can actually see how the light and everything works now, and because I got to do some seam work before I actually do the decals. So I'm going to get all this pre-wired up, get it ready to go, wire it down, get the marker lights in, try to get as much done as I can, because my idea is, like I said, I have to do some putty work where I had to kit bash a little bit to get everything to fit, and I want to get the putty work done and get that sanded down and then apply my touch-up paint. But like I said, I got still putty work to do on the neck, and then just on the, when I get it put together, there's some light blocking things that I need to take care of, some gaps that just aren't going to come out without putting some putty or some styrene in. So that's my plan for this weekend. I want to try to get as much of this secondary hull wired up, taken care of, maybe do a little bit more with the saucer, get all the wires leading out condensed down to where all I have to do is make 2 connections and have it ready to fit to the neck and the secondary hull. So stand by, we're going to try to get some more work done, and I'll talk to you soon. guys, welcome back. Well, we got a hot mess going on, but the good news is all the lighting is done. I'm happy with what I'm seeing on the testing. But as my daughters would say, we got a hot mess going on. I've got, for the most part, this is sat down and glued, but I have power lines here, power lines here, power lines here, ground wire for my antenna control board. I got power lines here, power lines over here. I'm going to zoom out, show you what's gotten done. This is, again, like I said, this is the mess before we get going and getting everything done. So right here, on this part here, is actually what I did is I created a circuit and jump wired for my nacelles to my strobe, and basically what's going to happen is this strobe and the nacelle strobes are tied into this one ground wire that has to, it's a separate wire to the antenna control board to give that strobe effect, and then my two negative and my power lead for the nacelles, again jump wired, and it'll come out, and then I'll tie everything in right here. Let me zoom back in for you guys so you can see. I'll tie everything back here to my power jack. Same thing, my navigation marker lights are tied into all my LED strips. And then what makes it Ralph's boards unique is I can actually, I've tied the negative into here because that's what creates that strobe effect, and then I just tied my positive into here. So when I test it, of course this light doesn't show up, but when I go and I'm going to bring all the pieces before we get everything finished up, before we start closing everything, and show you that whole strobe effect. But I got, because I got to have power going to this circuit. This is one circuit. The main lighting, like I said, is all going to be one circuit. The strobes are a second circuit. But in essence, basically all we got, and I'll show you here on the neck, let me zoom back in for you guys and show you, is this is it. 3 wires. That's all it's going to come down to in the end, is 3 wires for the whole ship. Negative, positive, and the antenna control board negative, to create the strobe effect. So plan now is I'm just, sorry guys, I'm going to let some things sit, give myself a break. I've been going at this, wow, probably a good 3.5 hours right now. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. And then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to start tying this all up, and I'm going to run, strip these on the nacelles, because I need to figure what length I'm going to need. But before I do that, guys, I wanted to show you this. I'm going to zoom in, and hopefully you can see it. I'll bring it up. Liquid electrical tape. So guys, as you know, if you're lighting stuff, there's always that possibility that the circuit or your lights and your wires could cross connect. Well, one of the things I did is, and you can see it here, is I work at Home Depot, so I see a lot of really neat stuff, and I decided I'm going to give this liquid electrical tape a try because of everything that's going on. There's just not enough room to put shrink tubing in. There's just not enough room for shrink tubing here, which there is, you know, if you plan it out right and you do it really well. I know Boyd can do it, and there's a lot of people that do it, and I mean I can too, but I wanted to try something new, something unique for me that I haven't seen yet. And what I did is, like I said, is I run this liquid electrical tape, and what it advertises is it, just like a regular electrical tape, it'll protect that connection, and it'll help keep it separate from other connections. So this, you know, again, like I said, this is all prep up to the Voyager build, and I just want to test it out, see what I think about it, because I have some ideas, especially looking at the nacelles going to the secondary hull. You know, I want to have an easier way so I don't have as much bulk going into things. So guys, like I said, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and when we come back, I should have this cleaned up. I'm going to just test fit it together and hopefully get to show you guys how the secondary hull looks lit up. Again, I've already got a little bit of a break. I've got the neck sanded down and it's ready for its touch up, and then we can gloss coat it and then finish up some other detail painting. And like I said, the plan again is I want to go ahead and attach this to the neck to the secondary hull, because there's some seam work that needs to be done between the neck and the secondary hull before everything gets the round 2 decals go on. So guys, stay tuned and I'll see you when we come back. Okay guys, welcome back. Just testing all my circuits. I know the neck works well, I just haven't hooked it up yet, but testing my wiring ribbon and wanted to make sure everything worked. And since the card is in the saucer section, I had to wire it all up. But just wanted to give you guys a shot, checking everything out. It's all working well. Looks really cool. So the next point is I'm going to finish touching up here, get the wires applied to my power jack, get the secondary hull mounted together, get together and take care of these seams that I need to, and get the polar lights decal, the round 2 decals, sorry, get those put on and start getting everything buttoned up, getting everything in place. But I thought you guys might want to take a look at just how it's starting to come out. So alright, I'm gonna get back at it. Alright guys, Saturday, welcome back. So I got more done. We've gotten everything closed up on the secondary hull. Now there's still quite a bit of post work I got to do, getting putty done and some seam work taken care of, especially right here. Just like on the saucer, I have to go back through, use my liquid putty to fill up the gaps, and then paint it black, and then go back over with my primer gray. But the next biggest step has been finished. So everything was tested multiple times. You fellow modelers know the worst part about, you test and test and test, and then all of a sudden everything's working, and then when you go to seal it up, well, guess what? Nothing works, right? So we're gonna do that again. I've gotten this completed. It is now ready for gloss coat, and we'll start applying the round 2 decals. Again, I have to add a little strip of styrene when I finish putting it together. There's a nice noticeable gap right here where the impulse engine sits to the secondary hull. But I am going to plug this in, hopefully, if I can find everything, and show you guys how it came out. I'm very happy with the connection that my power jack, which is really cool. It's just awesome. But I'll set it down here, turn off the light, yep, get that nice flare. Let me see if I can do something about that for you guys, just to cover that up a little bit. So as you can see, everything's working well. Got the marker lights in the back. Let's play with this. Got the marker lights, got the deck lights. Now again, running, I kind of like the effect that some lights are brighter and some lights are dimmer, which is really good. Then on the bottom, sorry guys, my bad. There we go. And then the saucer section, or the deflector dish. Now I gotta add the second piece in there, and then I got a little bit more light blocking to do here. Again, I'm gonna take my T.B.I liquid putty, apply it in here, and then touch up the paint. But wanted to show you guys that this is finally starting to come together. Now the plan for the rest of this weekend is to get all the putty work started, get it done, sanded down, get the touch-up painting done, and hopefully we're going to start finishing up getting these round 2 decals on and getting the rest of the ship put together. So I'm going to get to it, so stay tuned. Okay guys, welcome back. Work continues. Kind of show you something going on here. So as you can tell, I've started working on the putty work. Looks a little rough, but it'll get better. Had a little happenstance. Got everything put down, started the putty work, and if you guys ever work with this 30 WAG wire, if you don't get it really well secured with hot glue or some other way, you know, these things, the more you move them, they like to snap. They're just real thin wire. But got everything, had to pop it off, got everything resecured, everything's tested, everything's still working, and gonna go back through and I'm gonna touch up the putty work and hopefully get that sanded here before too much longer. But I wanted to show you guys, started work on the final component. As anybody knows, putting the model together, putting all the lighting is the hardest part. I don't know if it's really the hardest part, but it's time consuming. But for me, the hardest part is decide how to display the kit once it's done. As you guys know, there's a friend of Kenny's that's designing Star Trek bases specifically for lighting and plug-in lighting, and he's still working on his conception, which looks really cool, and I really want to get one of his bases, but he hasn't got it done yet. So what I did is I had a piece of 12 by 12 wood that I've had routed, that I routed out an edge. I've stained it a nice red. I think it's gonna look really well with the overall kit when it's done. It's very elegant looking, very polished. Brass tube. But what I want to show you guys, because this is new for me, some of the work I've done. I will have a switch. That way you don't have to, you know, once you plug it in, you can leave it plugged in, you can turn it on and off as it goes. But because this is all new to me, I want to give you guys some things that I'm learning as I'm going from what I've watched from other people. So I haven't stained the bottom. I've drilled everything out. I've channeled everything out. So basically my power cord's going to run through here. I'm going to epoxy it in, get it all set, and then I'm going to tie everything in and run it through the bottom. And then what I did is my wife went to Walmart, and these are felt bottoms, self-tacky adhesive bottoms that when done, once I get all the wiring set in and epoxied in, I'm going to cover it up with this to help level it out. So when it sets down, it has a nice smooth surface. None of the wires are getting drugged or any of that. So like I said, work continues. Starting to get the final stuff together to get this Enterprise done. Secondary hull is together. I got to clear coat the neck, which I'm going to do next. And then while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and get everything wired up on the base, get everything epoxied in, so that is done. That's the really cool thing about having one of these power jacks, is once you get everything set and wired and you're ready to go, you know, the great thing about this ship is I'll plug it in and then I can turn it as I need it. But when I do get one of this gentleman's bases, and I'm sorry guys, I'm going to look his name up for you guys so you know who I'm talking about, but I can take this off, do his base, and then apply the ship as I need to. But I think this is going to do the Enterprise D very, very nicely. It's very elegant. It's very polished. I think it would make Captain Jean-Luc very, very happy to have this ship on display in his ready room. So with that said, I'm going to get back to work, and we'll see you guys when I come back. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Sunday, and we're going to tie up the end of the video, show you what we finally got done over the last 2 weeks. So as you guys can see from the last video, I was working on the base. It is done. Complete. Finito. Yeah, no more words to go with that. Like I said before, probably one of the toughest things when I'm getting near the end of a build is figuring out how to display the kits. So I always want to do my builds justice. I want to do the namesake of the ship, of the plane, of the tank, whatever. I want to do it justice. I want to give it honor in our build, and I think you guys are the same way. So like I said, I've stained this nice piece of wood red. It's just pine. I picked it up at Home Depot. Routed out the edge, give it a nice look. Brass tube, primed and painted black, clear gloss coat. Excuse me, sorry. Then basically all I did was just run the tube, the power jack up through the tube to hit my power connection. Now you guys saw what I did with the trench. I wanted to just show you how it ended up on the bottom. So basically all it is, is switch to tube to power. And basically guys, if you've never hooked up a switch yet, I'll probably do more detail on that when I go into my Voyager build. But basically, both connections are going to be positive. One positive lead runs to the power line going into your tube. One positive lead runs to the power line going to your cord, and then the negative stays the same. With that said, you saw that I used the felt that my wife found me at Walmart. We got talking about it. It's about $5. Works great. Sorry, two different colors, but you know, it does the job, the purpose. So as you can see, it levels it out. It makes it smooth and flat. So we're going to put the secondary hull on, and there we go. I'm going to turn the light off so you can see what's going on. So we do have power. Now I still have to finish sanding down where I applied Bondo. I do have paint block to do on the side of the hull, and I'm going to tip this up, guys, so you can see maybe right about here is a big light leak. I could not get the deflector dish to sit all the way down, and I don't know if it's a defection in the kit or a defection with me, but basically that's a simple fix. I'm going to use some liquid putty, maybe a little Bondo, get it in there, sand it out, repaint it, do the touch-ups. But what I want to tell you guys, I know this build's been going on a while. I am itching to get started on other projects. You guys know I'm really wanting to get started on the USS Voyager, but I might do a couple of quick builds in between that and getting set up for the Voyager. Normally I got 2 or 3 builds going on at a time, but I've decided to slow myself down and just focus on completely finishing one build. The scope and scale that I'm doing with the Enterprise D is probably the biggest that I've done since I got back into modeling a few years ago. It's a culmination of everything setting up to doing the Voyager. It's a big lighting project, lots of time, and like I said, I don't do much building during the week. But I just want to send out a very special thank you to all my subscribers, a very special thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the encouragement. Guys, you know, it's a great community that we belong to, like I said at the beginning of the video. So, if you do have any feedback, please leave it. Questions, comments, concerns over anything covered in my builds, any of the places I get my supplies, any of the other modelers, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section, and I will try to respond to you in a very timely manner, usually within 12 to 24 hours, depending on weather. So, guys, until next week, when we get back to working, getting more done on the Enterprise D, I hope you have a very happy and safe rest of your weekend and a very happy and safe work week. Until next week on the bench, thank you.